Is Leamington Spa too densely populated? Has England's green and pleasant land all of a sudden become England's green and overcrowded land? With the nation's ever-increasing population and the double whammy that people are now living longer, this means that each year goes by, there is an ever-growing strain on public services and in particular my favourite topic, housing. It's no wonder some people are saying things are at crisis point when it comes to infrastructure like roads and schooling, and in particular housing. I hear it all the time in Leamington where people are complaining that the place looks like a building site, we're packing too many people into the town, we're packed in like sardines. I want to find out exactly what the truth was. So let's start with England. As a whole, there are 1,100 people per square mile, whilst in Greater London there's 14,500 people per square mile. These sound like quite awful figures until you drill down to realise that the square mile is an awfully big area. There are only 93,500 square miles in the whole of the UK, but that includes farms, forests and wilderness areas. So let's look more realistic at the areas of land, and I want to look at my favourite, the acre. To those born after the mid-1970s, an acre is roughly half the size of a football pitch, or roughly 63 metres by 63. And there are just less than 2.5 acres to a hectare. The total population of Leamington Spa is just over 95,000 and the total area of Leamington Spa is 5,500 acres. This means that 17 people live per acre in Leamington Spa. So how does that compare to the neighbouring areas and towns? As you can see, only just over 17 people live per acre in Leamington. Interesting when compared to Greater London, which has 23 people per acre, and London's most crowded suburb, Pimlico, at 92 people per acre. Yet even Pimlico is nothing like the Colblanc district of Barcelona, which has 214 people living in it per acre. So is Leamington Spa overpopulated? Yes, it seems that way at school time or rush hour when sitting in traffic, but the stats show that we aren't. Evidently, we're never going to have an even spread of the population throughout the UK. The country would not be able to withstand high densities of new people without enormous infrastructure on areas of lower population. Yet, could we accommodate a much larger population in the UK and Leamington Spa, although there would be trade-offs? Looking back at the 17th and 18th century, certain sectors of society were warning about population growth. The population of the UK in 1801 was 10.5 million, and even with the growth of the population since then, only 1.2% of the UK is currently built on for housing purposes. The question seems to me is not can we manage, but how would a larger Leamington Spa population change our way of life, both for the better and possibly the worse? The planners have a responsibility to ensure Leamington provides its fair share of new homes to accommodate this population growth in years to come. The local authority has a responsibility towards adequate provision of infrastructure such as roads, hospitals and schools to match the growth in the housing. This is not a political topic and I hope once the B word has finally sorted out we can get on with addressing the shortage of affordable new homes for future generations. So I'm Brendan Pettigrew reporting for Newman Property Experts on the population of Leamington Spa.